Well, hello everybody. This is Marcella. Oops. Hold on, let me turn this off. Well, hello everybody. This is Marcella, the vegan nurse practitioner. I thought I'd take you along on a trip I'm taking today and the next couple of days. Needed to come down here to Nashville, to Tennessee. There is an elephant sanctuary down here, and although you're going to tell me I'm boring again, I have no elephants to show you, but I do volunteer there. And I just flew into Nashville, got a rental car. I'm heading into Hohenwald, and should be arriving there pretty soon. I'm going to visit with some of my friends there at the sanctuary. Tomorrow I'm going to spend the day tidying up the memorial garden, which I sort of manage. You know, I just sort of, as a volunteer, come by and do things, you know, every 6 months or so. The memorial garden is a place where whenever an elephant dies at the sanctuary, we plant 5 trees in the shape of an elephant. You know, four of the trees are legs. They're all birch trees, and the 5th tree is the trunk of the elephant, and that sort of represents that particular elephant that is passed. They rescue elephants from all over, zoos, circuses. There was a big rescue with the USDA one time. A lot of circus elephants. There's so much history. You know, I would suggest to anybody to go online to their website, and it will blow you away the emotions and the relationships and things that go on between elephants. It's really interesting, and to see their past and to see what all has happened to them. But anyway, so I watch over that memorial garden, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll bring you with me then. But as a volunteer, you rarely ever see any elephants because it's a 21-acre sanctuary, and all the girls, they're all girl elephants, all the girls are out in those 100 acres, having fun, you know, playing in water and eating trees, you know, whatever they want to do. There's 2 sections. They have African elephants and they have Asian elephants. The Asian and the African elephants are almost 2 different species. I mean, they are so different from each other. The Asian is very laid back, you know, hey, how you doing? In fact, that's why you mostly see Asians in circuses and stuff, because they're easier to dominate and control. Whereas the African elephants are more like, I mean, they're the ADHD kids. I mean, they're up and about and doing this and that, and hey, let's tear down some trees and make a new savanna, and I mean, that's their nature. So so they have them separated because they just, you know, the ADHD kids get the ADD kids all upset. No, sorry. Ex-nurse, so I think in those ways. Anyway, I got to kind of not really join up with them, but get kind of attached to the elephant sanctuary a few years back. I was trying to find a new place to buy property for retirement, for when I retire. I'm 56 years old. I have absolutely no intention on getting married to a keeper. I don't need anybody to take care of me, and I certainly don't want to take care of anybody else, which, you know, I know there's good men out there, but there is a heck of a lot of men that is their intention, is to find them a woman to do the housework and wash their dishes and cook their food while they sit around, scratch their whatevers. But anyway, let's be nice. There's a lot of very good men too, and I've met them, and that's just fine. But I'll just stick to myself. Thank you. So anyway, I decided I needed to make sure that I had a place to stay when I retired. So thought about it a couple years, decided I'm going to buy me some land, and wherever this land is, I'm going to build a house or a small cabin. I'm also an artist, so I'm gonna build a art studio, this and that. Searched online. Finally, I was on eBay and ran across some property in Hawaii, and I thought, now that would be a great place to retire, is Hawaii. Ended up getting an airline ticket, flew over there, which was a trip, and ended up buying this property. And it was 2 sets of 3-acre properties right next to each other. I mean, it was cool. And they were only selling for like 10 grand a piece. So I bought that property. Oops, wait a minute, just dropped down to 30. This is this one little town here on the road into Hohenwald that, you know, I mean, it goes from 55 to 30 in 3 seconds. But anyway, went out there, bought the property. Beautiful fern covered palm trees. Oh, it was a beautiful property, kind of up in the hill, a little closer to the volcano there, which the volcano's been kind of drooling now for years and years. So to me, I didn't really care. But when I got home, I started watching online the little volcano and how it was doing. And about once a week, the fumes off of that volcano would blow over onto my property. And I thought, you know what? I want to be healthy. This is not going to work out. In fact, I had a choice of another property that was down closer to town, and I kind of wish I had gotten that. But looking back, things happen for a reason, and I strongly believe that. And anyway, so I ended up selling that property the next year, thought about it, sold it. Actually for twice as much as I bought it. So I took that $40,000 and started looking again. Ran across Elephant Sanctuary on Animal Planet or something, and I thought, well, that seems kind of a neat place. So I went online, looked them up. They had this wish list. They were looking for funds to help pick up an elephant, Tina, up in Vancouver, up in Canada. And they needed funds for this and that, but one of them was to pay for a rental car. Well, I had just bought my new Toyota Highlander, which I absolutely love. I still have that car. It's so great. And this was back in 2002. And anyway, long story short, I ended up being able to taxi cab them all the way back. I followed the semi with Tina the elephant, which Tina was such a wonderful elephant. She had been in a zoo up there for 30 years in this little teeny pen for 30 years. And those people up there had grown up with Tina. They loved her. She was the beloved elephant. But her feet, from standing on that hard packed soil over the years, were getting infections, were breaking down. It was really kind of bad. And she was so lonely because elephants are very social creatures. You know, you don't put an elephant in a pen all by itself. It's like torture to them. They're like so emotional. They love each other. You know, it was so sad. But anyway, the zoo there decided, well, they were tired of some of the, I guess, negative publicity they were getting because Tina was so sad in that little teeny pen, and it costs a lot of money to keep up an elephant. They decided to get rid of her. Well, now they decided to originally sell her to some circus training breeding facility. Now, Tina could barely walk. Her feet were so bad. She just would stand in one place all day long. She could barely move. Her pads of her feet were just so bad. And they were going to sell her to this breeding place, and they were going to train her, which is really cruel how they train elephants. And, you know, I could tell you that town went in an uproar, which was great. Tina was so loved by so many people who grew up with her as children to whatever. They turned on that zoo, the employees. It was a hoot to read some of the things they were doing. The employee, you know, maybe a zoo employee would pull in a gas station to get gas, and they would turn off the gas tank pumps. And They couldn't buy anything. I mean, that town turned against them. Well, finally, they decided, okay, you know, we'll send Tina to the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee. So that's how she finally got to leave that horrible, small, little, lonely, torturous place to be able to go. I mean, the keepers all loved her, but it was just, you don't have them all by themselves in a teeny. Anyway, so she went to the Elephant Sanctuary. I volunteered to bring the director and one of the keepers would ride in my car as we rode behind in the semi behind Tina on the way to the Elephant Sanctuary. Had a Canadian TV crew. It was an awesome experience. And people ask me about volunteering sometimes, and I tell them, you know, there is so much fun and so much adventure if you just step out of that "they gotta pay me" mode and get into volunteering, because I would have never done that if I had, you know, demanded money. Well, they had no money. It was strictly a volunteer thing. We had one night we couldn't find a hotel because we were going through, it was I think it was Wyoming. We were, you know, that big motorcycle thing rally they have every year. I know everybody's calling it out right now. Write it down below if you know what I'm talking about. It's that big thing where everybody comes from everywhere, you know, to show their motorcycles and stuff. Well, they didn't realize that was happening the day that, you know, Tina was driving through. So we had no place to stay one of the nights. It was a 4-day trip. So we ended up camping out in a parking lot behind a, you know what, it's been 12 years. I can't remember. I think it was a Holiday Inn. They were just so generous. They really were, because they were packed full, but they let us come in and use their bathroom and stuff. They were very nice. But it was a hoot staying out there in the parking lot overnight with the TV crew, with Tina in her semi-tractor trailer, and then me with my car. It was an exciting trip. And then we made it to Hohenwald. She got her new home. Then she had new girlfriends. They treated her like she was a queen. Then, sad to say, she only lived another year. She was sick when they got her, and she had a lot of congenital heart defects. And within about a year, she ended up passing, which was really sad that she only got to be in paradise and at Sanctuary for only a year. But at least it was a year, because she had girlfriends. She had other girl elephants that came and talked to her and you know, would hang around her, and it was just really awesome. But anyway, that's how I got involved. And as I was driving around in Hohenwald, I was looking at Tennessee going, oh my gosh, Tennessee is beautiful. And I mean, it is beautiful. There is hills everywhere, so much texture to the land. The people are wonderful. Tennessee is just a very, very nice town, and it's nice state, and it's about 2 zones warmer than mine, and I don't want to have too much ice in my retirement. I want to be around warmth, but I don't want to be so warm as to where it doesn't have any ice during the winter, because then you got the killer bees down in the south that'll come up, and I don't want them. So anyway, I know that's silly, but anyway, so I'm getting ready to pull in. I neglected to reserve a motel room. There's only one motel in town, and I forgot to call ahead and make sure I had a room, but I'm sure I will. They have plenty of rooms, and unless there's something going on, which I hit sometimes without knowing it, like some sort of, you know, thing going on. I guess they have some sort of like mile-long garage sale here. I've been here during that time, and it's just a bunch of, you know, things that you see at garage sales. isn't that special to me, but people come from all over the states to it. Anyway, I think that's all that I'm going to say right now. I don't want this to be too long and boring or whatever. But I'm getting ready to pull in, so I'm going to check to see if I have a hotel room. And when I do that, I will come back and tell you all about it. All right. Oops. Where are we? Where's my button? All right, everyone. I am back. They did have a room at the Embassy Inn, which is the place to stay there in Hohenwald. And they had a nice room, actually. Looks pretty good size. Lots of floor space. Lots of floor space. I don't know if too many people know this, but I have a real bad back and I had to sleep on the floor. It looks pretty well kept. I'm pleased. And next we have going on is I'll be running over to the Elephant Sanctuary, make sure everything's okay and planned for tomorrow, and I'll turn you back on if something interesting happens. I also need to run up to Walmart and pick up some water because they don't have, I don't drink out of the faucet. So I'll get some bottled water there. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Now, just to show you guys how easy it is to travel and be a mainly fruit raw vegan, I brought along with me a big bag of dates, and I tell you, I snacked on those at the airport and the plane. It was fantastic. You know, a couple of dates and your whole mood is lifted. You know, we run on sugar, on fructose. Brought some apples, ate an apple out in the car, mango fit in my little backpack. But I just want everybody to know, you know, all you've got to do is just plan. And if you plan as a vegan, vegetarian, high raw, oops, let's turn around. If you just plan, you will travel easy, no problems. In fact, I was going to go ahead and bring some coconut sugar along with me just in case I couldn't find enough food. But you know what? They have a large Walmart here. So there's plenty of food I'm going to be able to get. But anyway, so I just want to show you that big bag of dates. Actually, I should have brought in more. But dates really give you exactly what you need. They give you a low glycemic fructose with fiber and very healthy. All right, talk to you later. Good morning, everybody. It is the next day, and I am settled in here in Hohenwald, getting ready to go over to the Elephant Sanctuary. Going to stop off first at the business office, and hopefully I can bring this camera in, which would be really kind of fun. Since it's a sanctuary and they've had problems before with weird people, they try to, you know, kind of limit how much exposure inside the sanctuary that they get. The office, though, there in the middle of town is designed just for people who are curious and want to find out about the elephants. A lot of people will come across country thinking that they're going to be able to go into the sanctuary and, you know, see the elephants as if it's a zoo, and it certainly is not a zoo. That's what what they have gotten the elephants out of is some of the horrible conditions that they've been in zoos and in circuses. I keep directing people to the site. It's easier to hold this camera closer because then you don't have to extend your arm. But anyway, so my arm tends to bring it closer. Then I look at the screen and there's my face. It's so big. Anyway, I've already eaten my breakfast. I've had about 3 or 4 bananas, a couple of peaches, at least 2 oranges, couple pears, getting ready to eat an avocado because I'm just dying for the taste of avocado. You know, you get used to that fat feel in your mouth, and avocados is really about the fattest thing in a fruitarian's diet. I am totally raw again. I really had a sit down thought with myself, and I want to get healthier. You know, I've told y'all that I've lost 110 pounds. I still have a good 50-60 pounds to go. I'm 6 feet tall. So I'm going to really kind of use this medium, the YouTube, as an encouragement to me. You guys can track and follow me as I lose weight. As I had said in my first video, I've kind of dropped down to about medium raw and a lot of cooked. But you know, cooked, I have found I just don't feel as well. So, you know, although I have no restrictions on myself. If I feel like having a bowl of rice, I will have it because I am my own boss. Rules don't control me. But if I want to, I want to. But for right now, sorry, I keep shaking the camera. But for right now, I'm going to try to stay fully raw and drop a few more pounds because it is so easy. Just stuff yourself with fruit and your body's metabolism jumps up, move around a little bit, and dang, you know, pounds just start melting out. When I first went raw, I did that and lost 70 pounds. I mean, it just melted off. It was great. I've had a lifelong battle with weight, and so now, in fact, right now I'm the smallest weight as I've been since the bankruptcy and coming back from California, losing my business, my home, everything, blah, 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 you know, back when about 25 years ago. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm talking too long now. I'm going to get everything kind of wrapped up, and we're going to head over there, and maybe we can talk to somebody. That'd be kind of nice over at the office, and then head on over to the sanctuary. I think I'll be able to show you a little bit of the memorial garden. You know, it still needs a lot of work. God, it'd be great if we had, you know, brass plaques for each set of trees. It'd be great if we had a big stone thing showing the beginning of it. But that's coming. It's coming in the future. You know, we just need to have, you know, get back to a group of us doing this and, you know, keep all the haters away, because that is what we usually have with everything. YouTube, sanctuaries, anything, is the haters come along and they convince all the average people to hate. So anyway, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hi guys, this is Marcella again. Just want to let you know I'm here at the Elephant Sanctuary in town. The Sanctuary Office and Education Center, really a neat place to go to. It's right in the heart of Hohenwald. Cameras are not allowed on the property inside the sanctuary because they've had bad things happen from people who didn't care so much about the sanctuary. So this will be the last, and I do respect them totally. I'll see you guys when I get out of the sanctuary. All right, bye-bye. All right, everybody. This is Thursday morning, the next morning. Let me kind of let you in on what happened yesterday. Went in on the property, got started trimming the memorial trees, you know, the trees of the that are kind of memorialized, the gals that have died in the past, the elephants that have died. I have a memorial garden there, or I manage it sort of pretty much, but I went in to clean and trim and get all the seedlings and things, you know, kind of trimmed up. Well, within about an hour, my hands had blisters on them. So I had to stop and go in. Look at that. It's ridiculous. What a girl. So I had to come back in off of the sanctuary, go to Walmart, get some stuff for my blisters, get some tape, get some gloves because I wasn't wearing gloves. Since I went by plane this time, which is very unusual, I didn't have any of my normal stuff that I bring with me, you know, my all my gear. I didn't even have off, and they have a lot of ticks this summer too, so God, it was silly. So anyway, went over to my property afterwards, after I went to Walmart. Come to find out, the bridge that crosses over the creek to get onto my property, there must have been some big torrential whatever, but it has now moved about a foot. So I'm going to have to call the Johnny the bulldozer guy and have him come over and work on it, which is kind of poopy because I don't have the savings to, well, I don't want to use the savings to cover it, but I'll have to because wintertime in Tennessee is the rainy season. So I have to have that bridge in repair before the rainy season starts, or else it's going to be a lot more work. But it's really kind of sad because I was wanting to bring you on the property because it's just so neat. I had a teeny little pond dug out last year and put a few minnows in there, and I was just dying to see it. But anyway, and what another little odd thing, I had a friend build a really secure box to put like things on there until I moved down there. Like I have a big weed eater, it's like 300 something bucks, and chainsaw, things that I need when I come down. And he built this for me. It was a great guy. He used actually 4x4s to build it. I mean, it was a heavy duty box with 3 padlocks and everything. Somebody actually came on my property and stole it. I tell you, I've had people come on my property before and burn camping gear and do all sorts of weird things. So I don't know, a lot of the people that I find here are kindly and friendly, but there is a lot of people that have tried to take advantage of me and I've lost money, asked them to help me do something, and, they scam me over or something. I've never met this much adversity on anything. Actually, I do hit adversity quite a bit, but it was pathetic. And I've got 40 acres of property, and 2 years ago I had saved up money, 20 grand, to run a 5 to 7 foot chain link fence down one side of the property, so that the only thing now open is the 400 feet against the street, and to keep hunters and things off of it. And I was told, well, people are pissed because now this is a huge area, because I fence that off and prevent hunters from coming on my property. And I said, well, I paid $70,000 for that property. I can do whatever I want to do with it. So I guess somebody showed me by removing my new extremely heavy box. So anyway, I tell you, when I moved down here, anybody who walks on my property may meet their maker, because I could get scared. No, I won't say that. That's an awful thing to say. I'm just kidding. I'm a vegan. I would never harm anybody. But I will prosecute. And I'm going to stop by the sheriff and remind them that anybody on my property will be prosecuted. Because last time when I went to them, they said, well, if you agree to prosecute them, then maybe we'll do it. It had me actually sign a paper, because they've had people say that they would prosecute people who come on their property and then not. And I said, give me that paper, because you're messing with the wrong person now. I will prosecute. I will send them to wherever, because they're on my property doing damage. They're in trouble. So anyway, I need to stop by the Sheriff's Department again today on my way out. Right now I'm headed to the sanctuary to try to finish up those trees. Got my hands taped up, got some gloves, got some off spray. I'm all ready to go. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to update y'all. I'm sorry that you can't come with me, but that's just is the rules of the sanctuary. You know what, in fact, I wanted to mention this coming weekend in Hohenwald is the Oktoberfest, and the Elephant Sanctuary has a big display there. They just finished up a VIP tour, which is really cool. I've been on one of those. You pay a little extra money and you get to be back behind the lines and see all the things that go on. It's totally supported by donations, and it's got, I hate to say, I don't quite remember. I think there's 16 or 17 elephants right now. Shame on me for not knowing the exact number, but quite a few. And they require, $1,000 a month worth of food, medical care, because a lot of them have chronic illnesses, pain, joint and hip, problems due to being in the circus and the zoo. So anyway, okay, I'm going to let you go because I don't want this to go too long. I'll see you guys later. When I get back, I'm going to be heading to the Sheriff's Department and one other spot I needed to go to. Go visit my neighbor. I always do that. See how he's doing. Anyway, and then I'll be heading down, or actually back up to Nashville to get on the plane tonight and head on back home. All right. I'll probably maybe interject, but just in case I don't, see y'all later. Thank you, my friends, for watching my videos. Please like it if you could, or subscribe if it's interesting enough to you. And write any comments of things that you'd like to see, improvements, anything, just let me know. All right. Bye-bye. You know what? I just now thought of something as I was on the way here to the sanctuary. I was talking about how, some of the people here have been, not good to me. But I want to tell you, there is a lot of good people here. And what reminded me is I went past a spot where once I was waiting for one of the sanctuary people to come, and I pulled off the road, main road, and was waiting for them. And I have never had so many people stop and ask me if I needed help. No place I've ever lived. In fact, that even happened again. I was in front of my property, just parked alongside the street, and people, family after, people stopped and asked me if I needed help. Never has that happened. In fact, I can remember one time when I had lived in California for, about 3 years. It was a big crash and burn. But anyway, I had a flat tire, and with me was a native to California, a girlfriend of mine. And we had stopped, and I said, now, you just watch. The person who comes and helps us will be a Midwesterner. And she said, oh, no, one of us will help. And I said, no, you guys are too self-centered. I said, it'll be a Midwesterner. So we waited and waited. And I'm telling you, we waited 15, 20 minutes there on the side of a busy, busy road. Nobody stopped. Finally, a guy pulls up behind us, asks if we need any help with the tire, and I said, yes, we do, thanks. And he changed it, was gone, and do you know what? He was from the Midwest. I thought that was great. But anyway, I just wanted to say I didn't want to be too negative, because there is a lot of very good people here, including all of the sanctuary people, and most of those are vegans, so it's great. I can't wait to move down here. There's going to be plenty of people around me that are vegan and plenty that aren't, which is Kansas City and any other big city. You find vegans and you find hunters, they're everywhere. Nashville, Oklahoma City, you name it, and there's a mix everywhere. You just got to find the people that you enjoy and that you want to be with. All right, talk to you guys later. I need to go on in and get started. Bye-bye. Ooh, look at those. Wait a minute. Oops, sorry. Look, see those, I-beams? Look at that. That does not look good. These big boulders are gone that was there. And it looks like it shifted. Dang. I guess there was some really bad storms. I don't know where that came from. I can't even walk there or drive down my little driveway to get over to the bridge. Jeez, not good.